It's nail day. I think I've mastered my application because this is over 3 weeks retention, which is so good. Usually I end up changing them after like 2 weeks because I get bored, but look at that retention. This is part 1 of nail day, and it's just the removal process because I want to focus on an in-depth removal tutorial so that you can have minimal damage on your Gel X sets. And in part 2, I'm going to go back to the basics and we're going to do a full in-depth tutorial on the application so that you can also get 4+ weeks retention. I just want to say that you can do a fill with Gel X, but since it's been so long and I feel like my apex has moved quite a bit, I'm just gonna soak off and do a whole new set. Let's get into it. Look at the grow out. These are literally my favorite nails I've ever done. I got so many compliments on them. I'm so sad to see them go, but they must. So we're just trimming them down. I'm leaving a bit of length because I'm trying to grow out my natural nails, so I'm just cutting down to where those are. But normally I would cut down everything because doing a soak off is way easier and faster. But I'm using a coarse carbide bit on 34,000 RPMs. And I do have this drill by D&D, which I love. So I know a lot of people don't like to use the coarse carbide bits because they are very harsh and they do debulk very quickly and very easily. So if you're a beginner, I'd say maybe start with a medium. If you're a debulking Gel X, fine is going to take way too long. Medium is a good kind of middle ground because the coarse bits do everything so fast that you might accidentally hit your natural nails. I also like to flip my hand around like this just to get on the right side because it's really hard the other way. And I do leave a little rim around just so I'm not getting too close to my natural nails. A little tip, if you are using these bits, try and go away from your skin at all times, away from your cuticle especially, because if you're going towards any skin and it slips or I don't know, anything can happen and it'll eat up your skin, so it's not fun and it's not pretty. I also like to check from the side to make sure I'm not making it too thin. Once I feel like they're thin enough to do a soak off, I grab my 100% acetone and then my tin foils that have the cotton already built in, and then I just wrap those up for about 10-15 minutes. I do one nail at a time, so I scrape it off as much as I possibly can, and then I don't usually get it all off because I'm very impatient and I don't wait the full 10 minutes, so I scrape off as much as I can, and then I'll just put the tin foil back on that nail and move on to the next nail, and then I keep doing that and going around my hand until I get all of them off for the one hand, and then I move on to the next hand. Now I'm just using my 240 grit sanding band on about 4,000 to 7,000 RPMs depending, and I'm just lightly buffing the excess gel off that I didn't scrape, just making sure everything's all smooth. And they do look a little red. It's not rings of fire, it's just because there's extra gel on there that I haven't gotten off. They're perfectly fine. My nails are healthy and strong. I have a little damage because I was trying out a new bit because I don't like to try it on my clients, so whatever, I don't really care. But once these are all buffed and smooth, I'm doing a little tiny bit of cuticle work and then we're ready for application. See you in part 2.